Yes people, welcome to another video. My name is Sam Chippeck. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. This video is kindly sponsored by the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is the perfect app to give you up-to-date news about your club, your team, your players, starting 11, up-to-date scores, everything you need to know about it, and I wouldn't recommend it if I used it myself. So download it now, link is in the description. And today it is the Tottenham Chelsea preview coming up to the game on Sunday. I'm here with me, Craigo. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Thank you so much for coming onto the channel. You looking quite the part. What's the occasion for this?
Hand in uni work, dissertation stuff, all in the prep, all done for Christmas. I can relax. It's fine, it's done now.
Oh, mate, well done for getting that handed in. Hopefully you get a first in that, yeah?
I'll try.
But anyway, it is the build-up to this game. It is Tottenham versus Chelsea. Mourinho versus Lampard, as we were saying just before we started filming. How are you feeling about this game?
The thing with Chelsea-Tottenham is any team can win it. You know, there's been years where I think we've been crap and we've gone and beaten you. I remember League Cup final, as I quite ironically messaged you yesterday, or this morning actually, at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, I didn't think we were going to win that game, and we did. You know, there's a huge rivalry around it, as obviously everyone knows, it's common knowledge. But you know, North London derbies, normally you can kind of see how they're going to go. No one predicts either side to win it. It's just, you know, it's complete pot luck. Where this, Tottenham probably should, I would say, win this game. But, yeah, hear me out on this. But I do think it can go either way. It really can go either way. There's definitely potential. Because, look, we play some good football. We can score goals. We can. Doesn't mean we will. Same way, doesn't mean you will. It's just, it's possible, and that's all that you can ask really for a big game like a London derby.
Who knows, man? Because I think Mourinho's got some pressure here for this game, and he's going to have to this is going to be a big game for him, particularly to try and prove a point.
Yeah, I think it's a big game for a lot of people. It's a big game for a lot of people. I saw quite a brilliant montage of Mourinho and Lampard, and you know the bickering that's going on, and different comments that are made in different press conferences. But for me, I think the one thing I would really consider watching in this is how Mourinho lines up. You know, starting 11 can mean anything, but you know, the formation, how they think the formation is going to be, how it changes. That's the thing that I think Mourinho is going to be very crucial at. Because I remember, I think 2016, I think it was, Chelsea played Man United when we scored in 30 seconds or 29 seconds or whatever it was. Mourinho was 1-0 down in a heartbeat. We whacked them 4-0 and it was fantastic, and we were the better team that day by an absolute country mile. But the reason for that is because they went 1-0 down so early on. Yeah. And I think this will be the one big thing, you know. Mourinho always says the London derbies, all the big derbies, are not about the occasion, it's about getting the job done. It's about professionalism, which is what I love him. I think he's a fantastic coach, and I'm very jealous of you getting him back. I did look at your Instagram story earlier, and there was the day that Mourinho was not sworn in, he's not a president, the day that he was appointed as a manager, there was a lot of divided opinion amongst the Chelsea fan base. I saw people calling him a snake, I saw people cussing him. You, however, I will say this, I looked at your story and I think you said something like, am I pissed off? Yes. But do I hate him? No, because I'm grateful for the things that he's bought my club. I'm 21 years of age. The first memories I have of Chelsea was very briefly with Ranieri in charge. But it was when we absolutely muddled the league in 2004, 2005. And Mourinho was at the helm, and he was absolutely superb. He was the special one. He was all these things that he promised to be. He was fantastic. You know, that for me, I mean, I was 6, 7 years of age at that point. And we were the best team in England by an absolute country mile. And to be honest with you, we probably should have been the best team in Europe, actually. We just didn't have some luck in Champions League draws and whatever. Yeah. But we were fantastic. We were absolutely superb. And I can never forget that. You know, all these Chelsea fans that are starting to say about Mourinho and he's a snake and he's a snitch and blah, blah. All these... Am I allowed to swear in here?
It'll be bleeped, but go for it.
I mean, they're all pricks, to be honest with you. I just don't get how anyone at a club that he has brought you so much success for so many years, you know, in 2 different spells. I mean, we won the League Cup, obviously, against you, and won the league with us again when he came back. He was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. And... yes, okay, fine, it ended a bit, you know, a bit poorly. But, you know, the same way Poch ended a bit poorly. You're not going to get pissed off at him, you know. He brought you in, you know. He didn't bring you silverware, but he brought you mass success, you know, for what has been before with Spurs.
Well, he changed our identity as a club, as like now being a top 4 contender, and Mourinho is doing the best, and I think he can do it to carry that on, and then hopefully, you know, a serial trophy winner, hopefully, can bring us a trophy. Although then, come to think of it, I could also, a small bit of me can see this as like Mourinho's first ever club that he can't bring a trophy towards, you know. So we'll just have to see how the future goes. But let's now focus on how you are as a club and your starting 11. So you've had your transfer ban, although weirdly enough that got overturned in January.
Rightly so.
Rightly so. I saw your statement and your little dig at City. And you're now having to basically work alongside some young prospect players who are now starting 11 players. Tammy Abrahams, your Chelsea centre backs. They're both from the youth academy. Mason Mount, that was the name I couldn't remember until now. You know, they've I tweeted myself saying I'll give it until Christmas time, and then, well, someone from your channel or Chelsea channel decided to call me out on that one. And weirdly enough, he's actually been doing decent, not amazing, but decent. Some would say it's amazing because of what Lampard has had to work through. But yeah, tell me what you think about so far with the youth players, and with your transfer window coming up, will there still be that presence of so many youth players in your starting 11?
No, there won't be. Look, for me, I've done coaching for years. I mean, I've played at some decent clubs and worked with some decent coaches. May not look it anymore, but I've played with some decent coaches and some decent players, all young, all wanting to succeed, all wanting to, you know, to drive and be where they want to be. Mason Mount is by far one of the best players I've ever seen from a youth point of view. I go backwards and forwards to Holland to watch Vitesse, which a lot of people, Chelsea fans, will probably think I'm taking the piss for that slightly. I do. I really do keep up with Vitesse. Not necessarily just for Chelsea, just because in general I like the club and everything. I've got good times there. Yeah. But he got so much of reception when he was there, and I've watched him play, and I saw the highlights and all these different things that have gone on. The guy can play. And he comes to Derby in the Championship, different challenge completely, working under Lampard, and he can play. And he comes to Chelsea, and he can play. And there's a theme here. The guy can play. Yeah, he's young. Fine, I'll give you that. You know, he was at the time, he was probably at a good level to be in the Eredivisie, you know, with Vitesse. It was the right level for him. The same way it was the right level for, you know, him at Derby. With the Premier League, is he slightly out of his depth? I wouldn't say he's out of his depth. I'd say that he's facing a new challenge. Yeah. And that's the thing I think is very key for all of the Chelsea players. Is, I mean, Mount, I think he will. Personal opinion, it's a prediction. I think he will probably be the best player out of the lot of them. If I'm honest, yeah, I do. To be honest with you, I do think we probably need another centre forward. Tammy is great. I love him. I think he's quality. He's big. He's a powerful presence, but he needs to be more powerful. He needs to be more clinical. But he needs to still be that calibre of, I'm going to say it, he needs to be like a Drogba. He needs to be like a Costa. He even needs to be like a Torres. I know Torres was a bit of a fail for us, but he needs to be of that calibre. He needs to be at that standard. And he's not, because he's young. He's like, what, 22? Yeah. Why are we all expecting him to be as far ahead as he is, actually, to be fair?
Well, he's had a good start, hasn't he? Same with Mason Mount as well. They both had very good starts. And then, you know, going through that bit of a small downhill period. And then, well, I don't know how true it is, but I just saw on Twitter, it might have been a Dan Levine source, to be fair, but like fans like turning against Lampard and the youth players is just not good enough. I don't know, do you maybe think that because of the transfer ban, things have gone a bit too, maybe not even sentimental, but like in the sense that because they're youth players, that's why they're being regarded so highly, and that maybe that's why you would prefer to like sign some players, and then you would see the decline of youth players in the presence of a starting 11?
With Chelsea over the years, we have had a real lack of youth team players. However, we've had mass success at youth team level. If you are someone like Barcelona, by the time that your best player reaches the age of 16, they are ready to go and play first team football. Yeah. At Chelsea, if your best player is the age of 16, they are not ready to go and play youth football, and they go and win things like youth cups and whatever, which is great. But I think a lot of Chelsea fans for years have kind of been caught up in the whole oh look, we're winning everything at youth level, we have to go and play all these players. We don't. You know, there is some good players we've got coming through. Reece James, Mason Mount, Tammy, Callum Hudson-Odoi, list goes on. But you actually don't need to play them all at the same time. You don't need to play them all at once, you know. And I think there's a certain element that Lampard is, you know, he's a sentimental guy. He knows Chelsea, he's Chelsea through and through. But for me, I think the main thing I would focus on would be getting results. But the one main thing for me, I would focus on getting quality players in. Yeah, fine, spend some money. You do have to spend some money. We need a new left back. We probably could do with a new right back to help Reece James as he comes through.
Yeah.
We need a new centre half. I like Tomori, but we need a new centre half. You know, these players are young. They've got time to grow. They've got time to adapt. Because Lampard played when he was at this age, and this person played at this age. If Mason Mount wasn't a first team regular until the age of 24. But from the age of 24 to 34 for 10 years, absolutely dominated. I don't care.
Okay, I think we've got your point across about the youth team. Let's focus now on our past games. Since we've had Mourinho, we've lost one game against United, as I said earlier. But, however, we have picked up some important wins. We thrashed Burnley 5-0. We got an absolute shithousery last-minute goal against Wolves. That was incredible.
Don't even remind me.
Yeah, and then with you, however, I know you lost to your bogey team, Bournemouth. Before that, what were the other results? Because I've just forgotten.
We lost to West Ham.
That
was stupid. We drew. We beat Lille just. But yeah, other than that, it's a learning curve. That's the thing. You know, these games that we've got, it's a big learning curve, and. As long as we take something from it, and this was key for me. I don't know if you saw it, but in the interview Lampard did after the Bournemouth game, he said it was lacklustre. I felt it at all.
Yeah.
He said it was lacklustre.
It's going to start raining. Right? Okay, so this is England. It started pissing with rain, so we had to move the camera, but we'll just carry it on from there. So, what's your score prediction going to be for today? You what's your score prediction going to be for Sunday?
I don't like to say it. I do think you're going to have a big game. I do think is it the first big team that you've played at White Hart Lane?
Yeah, I think it's so.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying that.
Yeah, you're right.
I do think you're going to win. I do think you're probably going to win something like 2-1 or 3-1.
3-1. 2-1. Wow.
But I'll be honest with you. I think that's not from you outplaying us. I think we'll be quite matched. I think that you're just going to sit back a lot as Mourinho does.
Yeah.
The game will be even, and then you'll get a second goal. We'll have to attack, and then you get one on the counter attack, which you can do with players like Son and Moura and a handful of others.
What makes you feel like you're going to lose this? Is it home advantage? Is it the fact that Mourinho's managing?
I mean, I know Mourinho. I know him. He doesn't lose these games. If he does, which I mean, he lost to Frank, he will not want to lose to Frank again.
Because he'll be schooled by his own student, basically.
Which he was at Derby last year when Frank beat him in the was it in the League Cup? Yeah, in the League Cup.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He won't want that again. And there's been a lot of talk about what's going to go on with him and everything. But I think Mourinho doesn't lose these games. There's one thing he does better than anything else, and that is win big games of football. And he will do it. Home advantage will play a point as well.
Well, my prediction is also going to be 3-1. I reckon Kane, Son and Ali, because Ali has been in good form lately, and I hope this happens, and I hope we send you back to pre-2005. Come on, you Spurs. Nah, small dig at the Roman Abramovich thing, but in all honesty, though, cheers for coming on to the preview.
Thank you.
And yeah, here's details for his channel and that. Subscribe to him, all in the description below.